What's going on YouTube? Matt Wacek here. Welcome back to my channel. First off, I want to say thank you to you guys who weighed in your opinions on my last video. If you haven't seen it, I will link to it somewhere here on the screen or down below. But basically needed to figure out whether I should just close my Shopify store down, re-strategize and find a partner, or continue doing what I was doing but build more capital so that way I could spend more money on some ads. And my decision moving forward with that for the future is to basically put on the back burner for a few months, build up some capital by building my agency out with more and more recurring revenue, as well as my affiliate SEO sites, and increase the amount of streams of revenue that my business has. And so that way, when I do find a partner, we can work on building out a YouTube channel and then mostly sell the first product on the front end with like a training course and then some physical products that'll go with it regarding dog training or dog ownership, something along the lines of that, and sell it via webinar at a higher ticket rate. So that way you can afford to spend a little bit on ads. So anyways, moving forward though, the content of the channel, if you can't tell already by the title, is going to be a lot of agency focused things with social media marketing, SEO, paid traffic management, email marketing, web design, all that type of good stuff, because that is really my core business and what I'm doing is trying to get as many clients as possible. And also here on the channel, I want to help you guys get more clients for your business. So let's hop into my computer and break down how to automatically attract interested clients into your agency without having to do the dreaded and embarrassing cold calls, because that sucks. I did one ever and it was horrible. I got hung up on and then I said, screw this. I probably could have done more, but meh. Anyways, let's get into it. So what exactly is this method to attract interested, basically warm leads to your business without having to cold call? It is one of the just most plain, simple things that is done in internet marketing. And really, one quick thing is what you want to be treating your agency like it's an internet marketing company, like somebody with a Shopify store, with somebody that's selling an info product and they're doing it on a webinar, or they're just doing it a long-term value funnel, because that's exactly what this is. You get an opt-in, you create the page, and I will do more videos on that in the future, but basically you're going to run traffic from either Facebook ads, Google AdWords, YouTube ads, whatever it is that you're using for your specific platform if you're paying for it. Otherwise, you can do it for free through the social media, forums, any of that type of stuff. Basically, get people from somewhere on the internet to your page, get them to opt in, and you can also do this at the bottom of your pages, and I will do another video on that as well, where at the end of your content you have a call to action, but in that future video it'll definitely be a very good looking image, but basically that it will entice people to opt into your list. It's something that's very popular across many niches on the internet. But anyways, what you want to be doing is getting your prospects to exchange their contact information, so like their email address, their name, or they sign up on your Facebook Messenger list, which is something that's really powerful, something I'm implementing right now because the open rates are so sky high compared to email. But then they're doing all this in exchange for something of value. So this could be like a free video series that they'll get access to, a free group on Facebook where they sign up for Messenger list and they get access to this group where you have the videos, or a free downloadable guide to help them with maybe getting started with marketing, or help them understand online marketing a little bit better. There are just tons of different things that you could do. The sky is truly the limit with what you can do, and it's very simple to build out. But basically what this is doing is building trust and rapport with prospective clients. And to try to sell social media marketing services, paid traffic management, if it's with AdWords or GDN or SEO, web design, they're all very expensive services to most people. And in order to convince someone to spend $1,000 a month with you, or $6,000 for a new website, or whatever the case may be, that is a very challenging sell. So you need to definitely build trust and rapport. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to sell to these people. And that's why I hate cold calling so much, is because out of 1,000 no's, you finally got a yes. And to make 1,000 phone calls takes forever. I'd much rather run paid traffic, either paying for it while funding it while working a job, or doing free traffic and just hustling and building up an Instagram page to get people running to your opt-in page. Then what you're going to be doing next is basically continue building trust and rapport by sending them just valuable content, either through their email or through Facebook Messenger, and basically regarding social media marketing and all the services that a digital marketing agency is going to offer. The really important thing is to teach them the value of the service and why they need it without having to straight up just pitch, hey, buy my service. You don't want to say that, but you want to explain why social media advertising is so good, why paid traffic is so good, why SEO is so good for their business, why web design is so good for their business. And you could also even get into setting up the super basic stuff. So maybe adding a Facebook pixel to their site, or building out a Facebook page for them, or any of that type of stuff you could certainly do. Obviously, you don't want to bore them to death with helping them set up pixels in Google AdWords and the tag manager, because they're just going to be like, what is this stuff? So Anyways, the big important thing, like I said, is stay focused on the value that their business is going to get from your services. That's what it's all about. It's all about the customer. Always, always, always when you are a business owner, especially if you're someone that's brand new to business. I struggled with this for like 3 years of my landscaping business, where I was somewhat self-centered and really focused on profit as opposed to really helping the client and making sure that they were absolutely 120% satisfied with the service that we were offering them. But the next thing that you want to do as soon as you have clients is start sending them examples of case studies from past or current clients with what you're doing with them, or stats related to specific ad platforms. I mean, the possibilities are, again, truly endless. But here's what the big thing is with this, is that doing this alone helps you stand out so much from the competition. So what you're going to have to do is really just do what no other agency is willing to do, especially if you are niching down. Like for right now, at this very second in time in the landscaping niche, there isn't a whole lot of people doing what I'm doing when it comes to building out content on YouTube and actually giving value and doing all that. But there are dozens and dozens and dozens of people doing cold calls to landscape business owners or whatever niche business owners who are trying to pitch their service, and they straight up just call and say, hey, I can get you page 1 Google rankings. And to most business owners, they don't have a clue what that means. So this is basically something that your direct and indirect competitors are probably not going to do. So by default, just posting videos on YouTube talking about what your service does for their business sets you miles and miles and miles ahead. So at this point, hopefully you have some ideas running in your mind of what you'd want to have for content for like your videos, your blog posts, that type of stuff. So when it comes to the content of your messages that you are sending out, what you're going to want to be doing is sending them either to your blog on your website, which you could actually host a video on there as well, or you could just send them straight to your YouTube video, whatever it is you want to do. But I highly recommend some blog posts, but make sure it's really interactive and has imagery and different types of font and that type of stuff really written out good, because otherwise you do not want to have it just straight text, because no one wants to read that because it's just shitty. But you're definitely going to want to have as much video as possible because it's so much easier to interact, and people watch video way more than they read online, especially nowadays. Right now, 2018, nobody wants to really read. They just want to watch a video, because look at YouTube, because it's absolutely blowing up with people making videos in every single niche and industry and topic on the entire planet. So get over your fear of being on camera like I had to do. I'm doing it right here now, and just get out there and put your message of what it is that your services are and get them in front of your prospective clients. So also now you're probably wondering, well, I just spent all this time building content and getting people onto my email list. I want to actually start making money. So what you're going to want to do at the end of every single email that you send, at the end of every blog post, at the end of every video, is basically have a soft call to action, soft pitch. Say, hey, get started today, and then you can link them to either your contact page on your website or like your Calendly link where they can schedule a call where you do a strategy call and then you pitch the services and all that. But basically that is the way to do it. You're building trust and rapport. At some point in time, you're bound to be getting people that are going to go to your contact form, submit their information in your application, and then you get started with the sales process. But what you're going to want to do, especially the first couple weeks, is be sending content at least 3 to 5 times per week with either an automated funnel, or you can do broadcasts, however you prefer to do it. For those first couple of weeks with new opt-ins, you're definitely going to want to have it be an automated funnel. That way you don't have to really do anything with it unless people aren't reading the messages and clicking the links and all that type of stuff in it. But that's another topic for another video, to say the least. So really the goal though with this is to build a list of the goal with this is to build a list for multiple reasons, because eventually you're going to convert some of these people into paid clients. Because with the value per client of selling advertising services to businesses, because the value per client when it comes to advertising services is ridiculously high when you compare it to like an e-commerce store that's selling $40 products, because for even just a low-end service at $500 to $1,000 per month for 6 months or a year, or some clients will stay on for multiple years at a time because your service has helped their business so much, that's a massive, massive ROI. And so basically what this means is that you can certainly afford to spend $1,000 on ads if that means just getting one client at $1,000 a month, because after 2-3 months, depending on the exact service that it is that you're offering them, that client is now profitable, and they're probably going to stay on for a long, long time if you deliver on what it is that you are selling them, especially if it's something like SEO where someone stays on for a long, long time because your service provides so much value to their business. So you really need to focus on the metric of, for every X that we spend on ads, we make back X amount in revenue. So for every $1 we spend on ads, we make $10 back over the course of, say, 5 months when you have a new client that signs on for a 6-month contract, 12-month contract, whatever it may be with the services that you offer. Then once you get the initial results for your first few clients, get some results, because Then you can create case studies with these initial clients with blog posts and video testimonials, and what you're really doing is showcasing these results to not only your email list where you send it out in additional content. And since you can only email your list so many times, and so here's why having an email list is one of the most powerful assets that you can have as a business that does business online. Because you can upload your email list to Facebook as well as AdWords and set up a custom audience with running ads to just these people on this list. And at this point, they already know who you are somewhat, even if they don't even really open up your emails. They definitely opt in at one point in time. And if you stay consistent with sending them content, they're going to at least know who you are. Then they see ads with case studies or results or video testimonials from business owners that are just like them, that they can see that, okay, hey, they got results for this guy, they can get my company results as well. And it becomes a much easier sell to make because you built a ton of trust and rapport, and you can even throw in a little bit of scarcity there by saying, oh, we only work with one company in each particular metropolitan area or one specific region or whatever it is you want to do, or something of the like, to get them amped up, to get them to hurry up and sign up for your services. This is so much better than making embarrassing cold calls where you sound like you're just someone's desperate and nervous and you don't have the confidence to even really hardly speak. And that's speaking from experience. That was exactly me. I fumbled my words on my very first call, and then I got hung up on. And that was at the gatekeeper as well. So imagine what that did to my confidence. I was already stressed out of my mind, just trying to get the courage up to make the call. And it was that just awful of an experience that I just said, screw it, I'm never making another one. But it sucks, and I don't like doing it. I would much rather do this method, because the people that are signing up for your list, whether it's email or Facebook Messenger, whatever, they want to be in communication with your company, as opposed to a cold call or a cold email where you're basically forcing your way into their space. With this method, it's a positive thing rather than a negative where you're trying to force the issue, make it into something positive. But here is the one catch with this method. This is a little bit longer term plan to build a 6 to 7 figure agency as opposed to making money today. So if you're paying for ads for this and you're trying to figure out when you're going to make your money back, basically this is a method where you're going to have to be a little bit more patient. But again, like I said, this is where you can scale very quickly, because you'll realize when you get your numbers and start running a lot of traffic, for every X we spend in ads, we get XX return in revenue. And that when you get to that level, then you can seriously scale and then start hiring people and hiring sales staff and all that type of stuff and become a agency powerhouse, so to speak. So anyways, if you're someone that needs money today, either pick up the phone and do some cold calling like they do in Wolf of Wall Street, or you can just get a job, and it'd be a lot easier, keep a roof over your head, food on the table, whatever you need to do while you build out a long-term funnel and then build out your agency's brand, its following, as well as build up your subscriber list with email or Facebook Messenger. Because when you combine all that stuff together with an LTV funnel and just tweaking it as needed, you will get a massively successful and profitable agency. No doubt about it. If you continue working at it, you can't just stop after 1 month though. This is something that you're going to have to do for a few months before you start getting some good results. But trust me, when the word starts to spread that 1, you get results, and 2, you're able to run ads and retarget and do stuff that I just covered in this video, you're going to be able to grow very quickly. And that's exactly what I'm doing with my agency. So if you want to follow the journey of me building my agency and doing this exact process, be sure to go down below and subscribe, and also click the bell for notifications so that way you know when the newest content is here on my channel. But real quickly, this takes less than $100 or about $100 to set up. And if you're going to use any WordPress theme or optimized press, which is what my agency is using right now, you're going to need hosting as well as a domain name. There are links down below to both Namecheap and HostGator where you can get a discount on their services. Of course, they're affiliate links, and I will make money from you clicking on them and using their service, but I recommend their service because I've had dozens and dozens of websites with both of those platforms. They work out great. Their customer service is actually surprisingly good. And if you decide to use ClickFunnels, you'll definitely need a domain name so that way you can have a custom domain as opposed to whatever it is, .clickfunnels.com, and it's really ugly on your ads. So anyways, if you like this kind of video, go down below and smash that like button and let me know what you think of this, and let me know how this is working in your agency if you've started to implement it. Hopefully you do. And if you want to stay up to date on the journey and see how I'm using these methods to build up my agency and increase the revenue every single month, be sure to go down below and subscribe, click the bell for notifications so that way you know when the newest content comes out here on my channel. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.